I was thinking actually I might get into a tram because I see them go past, as you've seen too, if you've been watching my videos. It's day 25 of state of emergency here in Lisbon, and it's Easter Sunday. I'm actually just doing up the sofa a little because it looked terrible. I've got to do serious tidying soon. But for now, this was the most urgent task. How are you going? And yes, those were men's long johns that you saw me wearing. So I think I might have lost all vanity. One of the first things you might lose in a lockdown. I don't know how you're going, but look at my hair. It's completely growing out. It's a first world problem, I know, as is my growing fingernails. So Easter Sunday, it started out looking very sunny and beautiful. There's actually quite a lot of cloud cover now, but that won't prevent me from going for a walk a bit later on, and so you can come with me. I'm not sure where I'm going, but I fully intend to go somewhere, see something new. There's not that many walks left from here. I tend to go on a radius from here. I've done a few repeat treks with you. I was thinking actually I might get into a tram because I see them go past, as you've seen too, if you've been watching my videos. Lisbon trams, they're just so wonderful. They're iconic. They've looked exactly the same for about, I don't know, 100 years. I used to take them a lot when I lived here in my childhood and early youth before I went to Australia. I could actually catch a tram. It's a beautiful trip. They don't look very full at all. Maybe I could wear a bandana, and I don't have any gloves, but I do have hand sanitizer. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Isabel. I hope you're enjoying this series of videos I filmed in Lisbon. I am now back in Australia, as you can probably guess. Yes, I made it back home, but not without lots of adventures along the way, including my 2 weeks in hotel quarantine in Melbourne after I got back to Australia, which I also filmed. So be sure to subscribe and come back and watch those videos as I upload them. So take care and see you next time. Big news for today is that Boris Johnson is out of the hospital. That's pretty good news. We're all wishing that everyone that is in hospital, even as we speak, will be out soon. Numbers for Portugal have come out. We have 589 more virus cases and 34 more deaths. So we've got a total of 16,585 cases, which is an increase of 3.7% from yesterday, which is not too bad actually. And the total deaths so far is 504. Queensland, as always, is doing really well. They recorded 12 more cases overnight. There's a total of 983 cases in Queensland. That's where I live. In Australia, I live in Brisbane. And Australian numbers, overall, there's 6,812 cases. The most are in New South Wales with 2,854. And I've already eaten lunch. It was actually quite a giant portion of cannelloni. I don't think I'll be hungry for a little while. I always have lots of fruit when I come home from my walk. And I usually, these days, I also have a few treats because I've got sugared almonds and I've got sweet biscuits. So don't think that I don't eat a lot, because I do. I'm trying to eat healthy-ish, but I do tend to eat treats. I've gone through 4 toilet papers. If you've been watching this series, you'll know that I have been keeping a log of my toilet paper rolls, because it seems to be a global obsession, and a lot of people apparently hoarded toilet paper rolls. So anyway, just something to do. I've done a lot of crazy things, including starting this YouTube channel and this series, which I hope it won't be completely crazy, because eventually someone will be interested in watching this. And it keeps me occupied, it gives me a sense of purpose, it makes me think that yes, you're talking to yourself, but who knows, there might be someone behind the camera lens. You can hardly see the camera lens, that's why I hardly look at that, because it's so tiny. So I'm filming on an iPhone 6, I don't have any equipment here. I've got my own phone, I've got my laptop where I have iMovie, and so that's all I'm using. What else can I tell you? There's exciting news coming from Oxford, from a professor called Sarah Gilbert, and she told the Times newspaper she's 80% confident that she will have a vaccine ready by September 2020. So you'll be watching this much later, but where I'm standing now, having a vaccine ready in September looks really, really good, because they were talking about it taking 12 months or 18 months even. So that's really good news. Also, interesting news from Spain. They're going back to work tomorrow. They're still closing restaurants and non-essential shops, but they're opening factories, they're opening certain business. Don't think they're opening schools. But yes, a few things are opening tomorrow in Spain. So I sort of wonder what we will be doing here in Portugal. This state of emergency is due to finish on the 17th of April. So we'll see. I'm holding on because my aim, as you would know, is to fly back to Brisbane and join my family there. But Emirates has cancelled all flights and they haven't told me that there are any available yet. I'm waiting to hear about the sale of a property that I came to Lisbon to sell. And I had a couple from Denmark who were interested. We were already at the stage where we were negotiating price and so forth. And it was all going well. And then a couple of days ago, they sent me an email saying that they probably won't be buying it now. I'm not sure what that means exactly. He sounded as though he still wants to buy the property, just not now, because Denmark, for one, is also in lockdown. So as soon as I find a flight that's not a sort of a zigzag operation all over the world that will take 5 days to get to Brisbane, I wouldn't want to do that. I actually prefer to stay in Lisbon where I'm pretty safe. It's pretty much an ordeal flying from Lisbon to Brisbane at the best of times, because it's like a 36-hour flight if you count with stopovers and so on. I'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I feel that things are moving along quicker. Yeah, I was reading about sleep patterns during the global pandemic that we're all going through at the moment. And it was very interesting. Apparently sleep patterns have changed a bit, not surprisingly. Yeah, I'll just show you. So these statistics about sleep and the way they have changed during the pandemic have come from a blog by Fitbit, which is what I wear around my wrist, and occasionally they send me an email. Anyway, here they tell me about sleep change for different age groups in the US during the week that ended March 22, 2020. The blue color represents an increase in minutes of average sleep, while the orange color represents a decrease. And so look at all this blue. So, and these are the ages. So the people between 18 years old and 29 years old, they seem to be sleeping quite well. And look at the people who are over 65 years old. But you can see there's a difference in between state to state. And of course, Fitbit gathers these statistics because from people who wear Fitbits. So it's not every American. So just people who wear Fitbits and wear them to bed. And I, for example, wear mine to bed, and it also gives me statistics. But here is just for the US. But look at Arizona. So in Arizona, sleep has actually decreased. So people over 65 especially are sleeping less in Arizona, as well as in Florida. But also people aged between 50 and 64 are sleeping less in Arizona. And where they're sleeping most is in the East Coast, isn't it? So that's New York State and Pennsylvania. So these people are actually sleeping a lot, but they're still, this age, 30 to 49, they're still sleeping quite well there. And then it tells us about Europe with a different graph. So these are the dates from the 15th of March, which is more or less when they mandated lockdown in these cities, Paris, Milan, Madrid, Barcelona, etc. These sleep hours have increased remarkably in increments of 25 minutes. It's not 25 hours. Look at Paris. They've really spiked up. They're really sleeping a lot more, but even, well, Milan and Spain, Madrid and Barcelona. Yeah. That's all I've got for you about sleep today. Anyway, I guess I'll leave it at that for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. I think I've just missed one. I'm here close to Jardim da Estrela, where I've already brought you once. And I'm waiting for tram number 28, and usually it stops here for a while. But the one that we just saw just went straight past. So here's my tram. Hopefully it'll stop for me if I put out my little arm. So it's supposed to happen. Let's see. loved that. That was so fun. I've never been in a tram on my own. It was quite an experience, and it went so fast. It made me think that that was the speed that my grandparents would have experienced in a tram ride back when there was absolutely no traffic. I'm actually just going for another little walk because I don't have my 10,000 steps yet. So it'll just be a short walk. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.